We are making trail fondue with Gouda, Parmesan, beer, and water at the top of Pincushion Mountain. Sorry, I'm taking pictures of all the headlamps because you guys all look so funny and cute. Good morning from my office slash little green space that keeps me happy in the winter. It has been so cold up here on Lake Superior, like minus 17. It's finally warmed up to like 10 degrees, colder with the wind chill though. And I've been so busy this month. I've been so busy. So I don't have as much footage for this like monthly vlog that I like as much as I thought I would. Also, can you really call it a monthly vlog if this is only the second time I've done it? Hey, but like twice is better than nothing, and like maybe this will instill some follow through in me, but probably not. Anyhow, January has been pretty busy, especially compared to last month. Last month I slowed down a little. I took a break, kind of scaled back from a lot of my freelancing related projects, which was awesome. And this month I sort of had the opposite, where I was just kind of like stacked with projects. I try and limit it to 2 big projects a month, and I had like closer to 3 this month. First one was I went up to Lutsen, Minnesota to meet a friend and work on like have a little like work from cabin blogging weekend kind of thing, which was like pretty great. I got a lot more done than I thought I would. Blogging is definitely the biggest part of what I do as like a freelancer slash influencer slash, I mean, mostly freelance writer. Like most of what I do is like freelance writing and storytelling functionally, but blogging makes up the biggest chunk of that. And it is like, it has taken a lot of work to get to the point where it does that, and continues to take more work than I expected. I kind of thought when I got into it, like, oh, once you get it like set up, it's passive income. It's been quite active. It's cool that I can take time off here and there to like work on stuff, and like not at all complaining that I get to travel for work, of course. But the blogging is not just a finish it and leave it. It is like a constant like watering the garden and weeding it kind of situation, which I actually love doing. It is like part of my job that I like quite enjoy. It's maybe my favorite part. Second thing I did, this is actually my favorite part. Second thing that I did is I hosted a women's knitting and cross country ski weekend. Definitely weekends like this are my favorite part of what I do. I don't have a ton of footage from that, but I'll show you what I do have. And then the third project that I did was actually a ski like promotional video for Spirit Mountain in Duluth, and like it's been a very fruitful month for me skiing wise, like both cross country and downhill. It's just I don't often film because I'm not that good yet, but I'll show you guys what I got. So I am waiting in my car. My friend Sarah's flight just landed. You can actually like see him land from the Duluth airport, and I'm picking up and we're heading up to Lutsen, Minnesota on the North Shore, kind of like near Grand Marais, to do like a work from cabin weekend and hopefully do a little bit of hiking. We stayed at Lutsen Sea Villas, which are right on Lake Superior, and started off with a nice slow morning, like slow drip of coffee, waves rolling in, kind of gray, moody outside, just really peaceful, kind of morning last all day. And then it cleared up, and when it clears up, I get antsy and want to be outside. There is a lot of hiking in the area up near Grand Marais and Lutsen, and I took Sarah up to one of like my favorite winter and summer hikes in the area, Oberg Mountain. This is like just over, I'm just going from memory here, just over like around 3-mile loop. It's like a lollipop trail where you go out and then there's a small loop and then you go back on like the same spur you took up from the parking lot. But it's got like this kind of iconic view of this almost perfect circle lake. It's got views looking out over like the inland rolling highlands and views looking out over Lake Superior, which right here is completely covered in fog. We had like a nice little picnic. Day 2 was a lot of work from home blog work, and then we drove up the Gunflint Trail. This is from Honeymoon Bluff, and then we got tacos at Hungry Hippie Taco, which is kind of my favorite. Oh my gosh, we've gone too far without eating. Stop. The next day, we had a slow morning, did some work before heading out to Pincushion Mountain, one of my favorite trails in the area. We should have brought snowshoes, and we just hiked it. It was a bit rough. We are making trail fondue with Gouda, Parmesan, beer, and water at the top of Pincushion Mountain. Lessons learned, including that you really do need to add the flour. Overall, not a bad vibe though. Trail fondue was a bit of a flop. It still tasted good, but back to the drawing board for sure for me. After our hike, we went to Sisu and Lolu Nordic Sauna, which was awesome, and then grabbed beer and dinner at Angry Trout Cafe in Grand Marais. Within the week, I was back in the Bayfield Peninsula and hosting the women's knitting cross-country ski and like winter camp weekend. It was super fun. There were a lot of kinks. It was the first time I'd run this weekend, but it was just such a great group of women, and it made all of the kinks okay. And I'm really excited to like be able to do stuff like this and run a weekend like this again in the future. Beyond those like two main events, it was a lot of like going for little walks when it was sunny out. It was like very cold on this day, actually. I did a lot of like cross-country skiing with friends, which I don't tend to videotape just because it feels like invasive, and I don't know. Andy and I went out to Myers Beach, which is where we guide day trips in the summer, just to walk the beach, not to walk on the lake ice. Very important. There were some super interesting ice formations, though, just like right up on where the beach line is, which is always kind of fun to see. Yeah. I also went out and field tested the 2 pairs of mittens that are included in this month's monthly mitten giveaway. They do come as a set to one winner, one for you, one for a friend. They are both women's sizes, and one is the red pair is like a size women's medium roughly, and the other pair is a women's small, maybe even extra small. They were pretty snug on me. They're all based on traditional Norwegian Selbu historic mitten patterns, like almost to a T from the historic pattern, which is kind of cool, and I recommend wearing them with a liner underneath. Anyways, you can find more info on how to enter that giveaway linked below. It's like through my Substack newsletter. In addition to just getting out and skiing and kind of poking around the area when I got a chance, I did get to watch my first and only winter sunrise of the winter. I used to do this all the time when I lived on the North Shore, just like constantly. And on the South Shore, it's just not quite as realistic. There aren't as good of spots. It's already frozen over. There's no moving water. So it's really like nice and nostalgic to get to do this again. Also, I don't like getting up early as much as I used to. It's -2 out, and I'm about to take my first downhill skiing lesson. Overall, the downhill ski lesson went pretty well. I have like definitely more confidence on skis this year than I've ever had, and was able to like stop, which is crazy. Never been able to do that before in even turn. My instructor Lily did say that my biggest issue is that I like don't believe that I can do it, which I think is a lesson to take into other things in my life as well. It is like my 5th take of this last segment, so I'm gonna go fast this time. Welcome back to my office. That was what most of my like outside time in life looked like this month, and I wanted to share some of my knitting. This is like not everything I knit this month, just like a couple of highlights. First thing, we're going fast this time because it took so long the other times. I made the Angry Mittens. You can find this pattern on Ravelry. I got this yarn in Houghton, Michigan. I think it was this summer, but it might have been a trip before that. Made these for Andy. Didn't measure his hand. They're too small. Now they're mine. That's the whole story there. Oh, the lighting's going to be bad on this. I'm keeping it. I'm tired. I made this pair of mittens as well. These are like quick chopper style mittens. This is probably what's going to be in next month's mitten giveaway because I'm getting sick of the Selbu mittens a little bit. And there's been like some comments from other people, mostly Andy, that like the Selbu mittens are beautiful. They're like the Norwegian design. They're designed to be decorative. They're not like, they are still functional, but when you add in the mohair, they become more of like a luxury garment, and harder to wear skiing. They like felt and that sort of thing, and you don't want to ruin the mittens. So this is like more of like your tough general outdoor style mitten. I'll make this in a couple of sizes instead. I really love the Selbu mittens. I think they're so beautiful. They are still functional. I use mine outdoors. It's just like if you want them to stay in mint condition, which is like true of any mitten, but like, I don't know. Moving on from mitten lore to you're not even gonna be able to see it. Oh no, you can kind of see it. This is the sweater I've been making. I designed it, meaning like I like took all the measurements, did the math to make it fit me, and it's with yarn I got on a trip to Grand Marais. It is this like Lions brand rustic fisherman wool, and then a knitting for olive silk and mohair blend. I got this at Dappled Fern. I got this at Joins's or the Ben Franklin in Grand Marais. You can also get it at Michael's. And I just really like the way that like a rustic wool combines with mohair to make like a nice, like hardier, warmer garment with like a softer touch. And so that's what I was doing here. I'm kind of surprised I haven't finished it yet. I thought I would have more time to knit, but I just haven't. But I'll keep you updated. There is no pattern for this, but if you're interested, I could like recommend some similar ones. I just wanted something that was going to knit up like quickly, be very beautiful with cables, but not have like super intricate cables that made it like a pain to knit, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I've been up to. Thanks for coming to my silly little show.